Go now. There we go. Now we're live for everybody. Hi, guys.
Hello.
He's Commander Calkins. I'm Captain Foley.
That's true.
Welcome back. We even have somebody else we can welcome back in the form of an actor we know.
A special guest? Was he
No.
your place or my place? Hello? Actor? Hello? Oh, I see him. I see him. He's on a helicopter. Hello?
He's been-
Oh, he's not stopping. Well, I mean, that's certainly a tease, but...
He's only confirmed that he's supposed to be returning. So that's why.
Only confirmed.
You were looking, and you know.
Oh. Well, it was a surprise find.
Wow. Anyway, welcome back, guys.
I took that a whole different direction, didn't I, Stuart? I just like
You did, and it just threw me off because I'm staring at what the hell.
It's funny though. Funny.
Anyway, yeah. So we're gonna be talking about Michael Dorn, and we know there's the article that says it's not for anything Paramount Plus or whatever, but
Well, you know how they said he wasn't Khan? You know how they said Spock wasn't
Exactly.
appearing? So let's not take them actually at their word just quite yet.
probably for the best. So yeah, we're just gonna talk about the fun what ifs, what could be's. You can basically fit into any of the new treks coming out. So
Talk about them all. And not to throw one more example of them lying. Do you remember when they said they planned a 3-season arc with Patrick Stewart?
for Picard, yeah.
Turns out they didn't plan any.
Yeah.
Yet more lies!
Yes.
On the Section
That's why
31
we're
show,
here today.
which is 3 years in development.
Yes, but that's why we're here today, to talk about those things, have some fun with you guys, and hopefully you guys have some good ideas as well to chip in, because
Yes.
it'll be nice to see Michael Dorn back as Worf for sure. So, do you want me to read the super chats before you share? Or...
Absolutely.
All right, Olivia Julius, $5. Great news. Precious is returning to a role as Puggy
Oh,
the Pug.
oh goodness.
No word yet if she'll look
Famous.
like a pug or a bulldog. You'll find out in Trekyards. Thank you, Olivia. I really love Precious.
Yes.
Ozzy Maderos, $10.
Ooh.
Red alert, let's kick this jam session up a notch from Federation President Skeleton Hands.
You know, I feel like when Olivia eventually comes to your house, either you will lose the pug, she'll steal it, or she'll bring her own pug called Precious. It'll be the exact same thing of like, and it'll be confusing.
And creepy.
Well,
What?
yeah, cute, creepy. And she'll say Precious, and then you'll each go to different owners. It's just like, this is weird. It'll be something. It'll be a whole thing. It'll be a whole thing.
We'll have to get the whole mod team together sometime.
And everyone's got a dog called Precious. You got Precious A, Precious B, Precious C, Precious D, Precious E, and then Precious J is the famous one. We have to detach
But
their
I've got the
limbs.
Precious. No bloody A.
Yes!
No bloody D.
And then Jeff walks in with Precious NX01, and you're like, bitch, are you for real?
Moving on. Eugene, 1,000 rubles. Thank
Oh.
you, Eugene. Please don't say they made a merry man out of him.
That's pretty good.
Area 51,
Michael Dorn's not
$2.
the most merry man, to be fair, so I doubt that.
This is true. Area 51, $2. Today is a good day for a live.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah. The 6th Night Guard, $5. Greetings, Captain and Commander. Good evening.
That's a
Welcome.
great name. And a very untracked picture. I like it.
Yes. Matthew DeFreitas, $5. Worf is back and there's going to be trouble. Hey now, Worf is back. Okay. Fat
Matthew has
Produce,
spoken.
$5. As long as Worf doesn't look like a goddamn frog Klingon from Star Trek Discovery, I'll be happy. Oh my goodness.
Well, just remember, they haven't filmed any of those Klingons since 2017.
Yeah.
So it might still be burned into our minds, but do you know what I mean? We've had Discovery Season 3 and now 4 almost since they filmed that. And so public opinion has, come and kept them away. So it's actually been a long time now, It's almost been, if they didn't appear until next year, it would have been the entire length of Enterprise being on between their mistake and then their fixing
Yeah.
it. So it's been a little while.
I don't think he'll be back like that, but we'll talk about that. So I'm gonna go share this around. I'll talk to these great.
Up I go!
So 92 people here with 53 likes. I think we get to 75 likes. Hit that like button, guys. Don't forget to also make sure you subscribe to the channel and all that. If you want to send a super chat, it's a great way to support the channel. As you guys know, even clicking all the links down below, there's stuff and discount codes and a lot of cool stuff in the description of each video. So check that out. And you can help us on a monthly basis as well by hitting the join button, heading over to Patreon/Trekyards as well. Lots of great ways to help us out. If you do send a PayPal, though, which is just send it to trekyards@hotmail.com, just let us know in the main chat or let the moderators know that you sent that, and then we'll read your comment or question via the email for that. So, yeah. Other than that, like I said, share the videos, do the likes, show up for the lives, and yeah, if you can help us in any of those ways, that's greatly, greatly appreciated. And I got to kill time for Samuel to get back, which he looks very concerned. I'm concerned that there's a problem. Oh, or maybe he's just finishing up. Anywho, so yeah, we're going to be doing a live, obviously tonight, tomorrow, and Thursday most likely, but not Friday this week. So just keep that in mind as well, guys. 97 of you here now, which is awesome. 63 likes. Again, fantastic. But can we get 75? Can we get 12 more likes? Oh, there's one. I think we can do it. Got to shoot a few more super chats in. And we will get to those in a second as soon as Samuel's back. Now, Michael DeFreitas, I know that it is a song. I just can't place which one. So I feel bad. But yeah, Michael Dorn's back. And yes, we've got the news that it's not for Paramount Plus or TV or whatever, but yeah, they don't necessarily tell the truth. So could have been a mistake on his part that he tweeted that, actually. Anywho, so yeah, Samuel, let's get back and talk about Worf. Because I mean, honestly, I'm just killing time until Samuel gets back. He could be in Lower Decks for sure. I mean, Q was, right? He could be in Picard easily. People have wanted him to come back for Picard. He could easily be in Strange New Worlds as a different character. That'd be interesting. Yeah, I mean, there's lots of possibilities. Even Discovery, why not? He's frozen in time or something silly. Who knows? But anyway, lots of possibilities. And I know they think it's probably for a game or something or a promo, which makes sense. But I don't know. We'll have to see.
I'm back like Michael Dorn.
Yes, you took so long.
Yeah, I had to do something else as well briefly.
Sorry. There we go. But yeah, we got a few more super chats. Let's get to those.
What do people
Fat Produce, $5. Read that one already. Damn it. Olivia Julius, $5. Time to steal our precious for the glory of the Puggy Empire.
I told you.
I know, but poor dog. Sean, $5. Remember, Worf cannot become a captain. Yes, because he has a permanent reprimand on his record from going to save Jadzia. I thought the same thing, because Sisko even said, "You'll never make captain." Put that on his record.
Yeah, but Kirk also stole a ship and blew it up and only got demoted 1 rank. So if there's something special enough, you know, like if you know, again, this is super abstract, but if we start with him as an ambassador to Kronos, does something absolutely incredible that saves both empires, yeah, he's allowed a promotion. That's fine.
Yeah, I would say that would make a lot of sense, but
it's
one line that everybody forgets when they hear about the Captain Worf series. So,
and obviously, you know, it's not a literal line. It's very likely you will never, you know.
Yeah, but it's delivered like, yeah, you're not gonna.
But Sisko does that though with a lot of things.
I know he does. Yeah. The 6th Night Guard, $5. Your thoughts on the season 4 Star Trek Discovery uniforms?
Less good. Could be better with color grading, which they may fix.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, where were you all when you heard the news that there was a tweet from Michael Dorn? Starfleet called him back into action. I'm wondering if it's almost a mistake, like he put it out and he wasn't supposed to, so they're doing damage control now with, oh yeah, he's not in anything Paramount Plus. What? You know what I mean? Because I don't know, actors are probably know better than to do that, but I'm sure it happens. So
you've gotta say, okay, if Patrick Stewart tweeted a spoiler, right? Is he going to get fired?
No.
No. If Michelle, beyond like massively racist, beyond something that's really like a normal mistake rather than like a really mean mistake. If Seeker Martin Green posts something wrong or a spoiler, she's probably not getting fired either. Probably none of the main cast are getting fired. So even if Michael Dorn did post this because he wanted to, it's unlikely he's going to get fired, and it's therefore damage control. It's always like remember in Star Wars, the alleged John Boyega leaving a script. That's a fireable offence in theory. If you're leaving a script for Star Wars and someone finds it and sells it, and you barely get it back, that's a huge breach of everything. But he wasn't fired because A, it's probably a publicity stunt, and B, you need him. you just reprimanded, probably take someone off his contract. So there's a few avenues here, but seriously, how many times have a studio like Paramount and CBS actively said, "Oh no, he isn't in our shows. Don't worry about it. He isn't." When do they ever say that? Ever? I don't know if I've ever heard an announcement where they actively call out, "Oh, he's not in our shows." That's so definitive. When do you ever do that?
Yeah.
That seems so out of the box.
It does, absolutely. Wow. We got a few more super chats in, though, real quick. Olivia Julius, $5. Poor dog. She is the most precious item in the Puggy Empire. Long live the precious. Long live the Empire.
Long live the Empire.
Oh, yeah, we got to do that, though.
It's a contractual thing, Stuart.
Yes. Sean, $5. Maybe a captain in the KFD, the Klingon Defense, or the KDF, Klingon Defense Force. I mean, that would make a lot more sense. We have seen him serve aboard a Klingon ship before, and if you can't be captain in Starfleet, that'd be a nice workaround too. So, I like that. The Sixth Night Guard, $5. I found out from you guys that he's coming back. Yeah. Well, I got a few people sent it to me yesterday, but
yes. Yeah. And just to clarify, obviously, you got to go by the technicality of this. It's just got the news, comma, being summoned back into action, full stop, Starfleet calls, #ad. So it isn't Klingon because it's Starfleet, and he knows the difference. So that's explicitly that. Being summoned back implies certainly a real role, not a cameo, because he was offered a cameo in Discovery and turned it down. So this is I doubt it's for a cameo. That doesn't really feel appropriate. But then, you don't tend to promote that like that. And, I watched recently the weird game that seems to be popular but a bit shit, Starfleet Command game, the JJ one, which is microtransaction.
Fleet Command, I think.
Sorry, yeah, Fleet Command. And they, in some recent trailers, they had Carl Urban, Sneaker Martin Green, Alice Eve, and George Takei, all either doing voiceover or full green screen. None of them promoted it before. And if he's for a game, well, none of them did that, and all of them are in the game. And you would think George Takei would want to say, "Hey, I'm doing voiceover for the new game." And it's quite well. He doesn't really sound like him anymore, but it's a nice voiceover. Even though he's now too old, really. But so why is he doing that? Unless, like you say, he just did it because he wanted to. Although #ad.
Because the fans have kind of been calling for him to come back for a while now, like even to Picard and stuff. They keep out, he was in the first episode of Picard technically, but
it wasn't though. You say that as if he was, but then you could argue so many other things where you could argue so was.
I was just, you know what I meant. I wasn't trying to be argumentative.
I know, it's just such an odd comment. If stock footage counts, then lots of things count.
Anywho, so people have been calling him to come back for Picard for a while. So just having saying something like that, just to announce that Worf's coming back for something, I could see them doing it for the game, and I think that's probably what it's for.
But then what game?
Honestly.
Or is that brand new?
I think either Fleet Command or a new one that they're going to be coming out with, maybe some promo.
I feel like it would need to be a new game, because that's a great way, because he was in Armada 1, Armada 2, Starfleet Command, like he was in all of them because he was an easy paycheck and he sounded right, he looked, he was an easy get, I think, in terms of quality. So if there's a new Captain Worf game, or Starfleet with him doing, because doing a Deep Space Nine era game that's a battle game with him as Worf, that's an easy sell. Even a first-person shooter with Worf.
Yeah.
I mean, what an easy thing, and I'm sure he'd put quite a lot of energy into that, and you can get Martok in. You have a lot of potential there, and that feels like a good, worth teasing thing. Because because a lot of these things, these ads, are getting people to look at him again.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously all these people are not active actors, really. They live on their legacy, which we love because we love them for their legacy, but they're not really actors per se anymore, which is sad. People should hire them. They're all great. But this gets, 4.6 thousand retweets, 1,700 comments, and 43,000 likes. Whereas, the last thing he tweeted, 6 comments. 70 retweets and 500 likes, and that was about include Jonathan Frakes and Sherman Imman, and then before that we had this is within the last week, so it's not as if these are long times, but obviously the last thing actually Mary Shifo in it, he was doing an event, 8 comments, 11 retweets, 151 likes. So his stuff isn't particularly well, although he doesn't tweet very much. He tends to retweet, as most people do. So, obviously, this has absolutely been his biggest thing for a long time. Because, boy.
Yeah, well, see, and it would be cool if he was the lead in a show or something. I don't know. I just, from that article, I don't know if that was just because they said it's not for anything specifically for Paramount Plus TV, so.
Although they did say they're inside sources. And while I trust their sources far more than other sources, it's also weird that they would reach out to somebody who would then, surely they want the possible press, because it's all speculation. It's like, how many times are you confirming that you're not cameoing in something when it's a surprise? Why would you reach out and they know if he's not in any episode and want to tell you? Because, how many actors, how many professional people do we know that don't know the entire season run? You don't tend to do that, and the way the Trek movie article says, it's like, everyone came out to confirm he's not in any of our shows or movies. It's like, well, that's rude. Give Michael Dorn one day of good press, and you all come out and put water on his parade saying, no, he's not any real Trek. Guys, fuck off. Seriously, you know what I mean? You don't do that.
Yeah.
It's not a vibe you ever do. It's weird.
It is weird. It's a weird situation for sure. Sean Carpier, though, $5. What about Alexander? Poor kid. He should be geriatric because of fast aging. Well, that's the kids phenomenon in soap operas and stuff. That somebody has a kid, they're a baby for a while, then they kind of go away for a while, 4 years, 5 years, and they come back as a teenager. It just happens. But yeah. Olivia Julius, $10. I'm sorry, but I got to get ready for my long voyage tomorrow to a distant world of Lincoln, Nebraska. Ooh, I'm leaving now. Live long and prosper. Pet the Samuel and say hi to Puggy for me. Good boy. Yeah. Squadra Course, $2. Maybe it's Starfleet Command 4, I wish. Oh.
Armada 2, boom. 3. Armada 3, boom.
Well, 3, I was going to say, yeah.
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 Well, no, Armada 2 expansion pack. after 18 years.
Well, we'll see. Any kind of game like that would be awesome. Although I don't know if they'll ever release Armada 3, really. Do you think they would?
I don't know why you wouldn't, especially since they've got more eras now.
I guess that's true, yeah.
Because then, DLC, and also it's easy, it's easier than the VR game, because that you have to do a certain level of quality, whereas, obviously you would expect more from a game, but Armada 2 was a pretty much perfect formula. Now, it's a very hackable formula, you know exactly the way of cheating the system, but it was still extremely fun, and the story was really good. So, what's nice about that sort of game is that once you build the assets, a lot of it's just reusing it every time, and you're not going to expect these high-end cutscenes. You can do it all via voiceover. Because he's certainly, this is worth talking about him actually being, let's assume they're just doing damage control, as they often do. Like I said, Khan was all damage control. Because it leaked he's Khan, and then they said he's not Khan, but he is Khan. So damage control. You don't want a spoiler. And it's like all the, a lot of the, there was some Last Jedi spoiler, Rise of Skywalker spoilers that came out, and they were commenting on the future of certain characters despite them dying in the final film, because it's a way of sort of making people think, oh yeah, whatever. But this is one of the few guys that put makeup on him as an age of day, because most of his head's in makeup, and obviously his hair color is going to be the same color, etc. So if you don't want him looking different, you don't need to make him look much different. He sounds the same, Like he's obviously a lot younger than Patrick, relatively speaking. He's only in his 80s or whatever, 70s, but he actually looks about, sounds about the same. So it's worth having him, as I've said to you several times, all the makeup actors. And I went to the convention where they had, and I kind of wish I had got the picture now with but it was very expensive, with Armin Shimon in the full makeup. And when you put him in the full makeup again, in the same costume with the real makeup artist, looks exactly the same. Because that's, most of his face. This has aged, oh no. But look, he looks, so he's, and it's like Brent. Brent looked old because they failed to digitally make him younger. They failed. They really did. It wasn't very good. This guy can look basically the same, but an acceptable age difference, and have all the same value as Data, but not dead.
Yeah.
Obvious choice.
Good point. Yeah. Matt Boardman, $10.
Hi, Matt.
Maybe he'll be doing a State Farm commercial, like the time I saw Dan Aykroyd walk between sound stages at Universal in full-on conehead makeup.
That's fun.
Well, an ad, for something promotional like that, I could also see that as well, and that is a return to the character. There's a lot of video commercials in the '80s with Kirk and Spock, so why not?
And I always love there's two. Kirk's last appearance is the Emmys, which is sad, and as in William Shatner as Kirk, and the time before that was a TV commercial, which you've seen, I'm sure, the flat screen commercial during Star Trek 6.
Probably. It's not ringing a bell right now, but
because I'll talk about it for a second because I watched it recently again. It's absurdly good, and I saw it posted and someone said, "Wait, did they film this during Star Trek 6?" I'm like, "No, he didn't film a commercial for a TV 5 years ago or 10 years ago in 1993. Don't think he did that." But the fact is, he looked old but not too old, and they just green screened him in, and you can actually kind of tell if you look at it. Because if he's interacting with his old cast members based on the dialogue, and if they use old footage of him walking through the set to cut to new footage of him, very, very well done, and it's color graded, and it's actually more green screen than you think. But also his turtleneck height changes between the old footage and the new footage. Instantly you can tell because they just got. But it's a very good one. But it's so well done, and it's he's on the Bridge of the Enterprise as Kirk, in the 2000s. And I just wish they'd done more like that because that was a exceptionally well done commercial for what it was, and not that they did more like that.
I can't recall if I've seen that one actually. Honestly,
it's so subtle you just think it just looks like footage. It's really well done.
Okay. I'll have to send it to me then.
Yeah.
Sean puts in $5. Maybe Michael Dorn is trying to promote himself through social media hype. Look how many love this idea. Yeah, but at the same time, you wouldn't want to say that and not have it actually be something you're doing, because then you look like kind of an asshole later. And also, you don't want to tip your hand too much. They want to build up excitement for new Star Trek, so that's they got Q coming back in the trailer for Picard 2. So this is a good way to go. You guys have been asking for it. Maybe he's back. Yeah, it wouldn't be the actor, I don't think, necessarily, that's looking for the social media hype. I think it'd be the studios through the actor. But I could be wrong. Maybe we're just trying out for chips. Anyway, guys, yes, hit that like button. We're at 126 people with 85 likes. Can we hit 100 likes? Yes, we can. Hit the like button. And keep your ideas coming for what you guys think might be a possibility, either game-wise or character-wise or show-wise for Michael Dorn.
Because it is true, though, that potentially he's in contract disputes with the studio that he's asking too much money, they're asking to give him too little money. And so he said, you know what, fuck this, I'm just going to promote it, and then I can show them, look how many people I got. Look how many retweets. You guys want me. Look how many news sites within 12 hours of me saying nothing specific. That could be anything. It could be very, very. It could be like I said. It could be a commercial. It could be a voiceover role. Look at the engagement I got. Yeah. No, I think I'm worth something, guys.
That's interesting. That's extortion.
Because things are cancelled all the time. No one necessarily is going to say, "Oh, Michael Dorn said he was in something." It could
true.
Be,
that is true.
No one's going to really call him out for that. And I think we'd rather he play that card and get in the show if it's a good part than be blue-balled into a bad paycheck he feels bad about and give a half-assed performance, You want them to all be happy on set to give their best. rather than be whatever, which is possible. And then them doubling down on he's not in anything could then refer to he's actually got a really big part, and he was going for bigger money, and this is a way of forcing that. But now they can't give it away because he really threw this card into the air of, oh no, I'm in it, bitches.
Yeah. Oh man.
Because it's such an unusual situation. You don't tend to do this way. And also hashtag ad, just little ad.
Yeah. Well, see, I'm wondering if it's maybe for because season 2 of Lower Decks is probably done like almost production wise, I would think.
Oh yeah.
So either he is in season 2 and they've held back this information till now to hype it up later, or he's being signed on for season 3 if there's an idea from Mike McMahon for Worf in a Lower Decks episode for season 3. So it's hard to say whether it's going to be for season 2 if it is that show, let's say, or for season 3, because the timing right now they'd be starting stuff for season 3, I would think, at least getting their ducks in a row.
Yeah, and technically speaking, if it's for a season that hasn't been filmed yet, you could possibly argue that, well, we haven't done it yet, so therefore it counts, right?
He's going to be in the Section 31 show. That's what it is.
The show we're never making.
Yeah. 93 likes, guys. 7 more likes to get to 100. It'd be awesome. 140 people watching, so I think we can easily do that. What? Hold on. That was not a Klingon song. Okay. Warpig says, or Picard season 3, and he did it early. I don't think so. They just started filming season 2.
It would be shocking, but then might have learned the lesson. I mean, they've had an extra 7 months of prep. They haven't written all of season 2 and some of season 3, conceptually at least. That would be shocking, because like for me, I know this project that I'm working on. By starting to write things for later things, I'm able to backtrack and add things into the early things to help foreshadow. By knowing where I'm going, I can help to. So that's actually really important. But even so, that's a very long way off. And unfortunately, if Patrick Stewart is less healthy next year, in any sense, they've got to write part less and less. So you wouldn't really want to necessarily plan season 3 fully until you actually get within okay, we're filming in 3 months' time. Medical check, we're all good. Boom. Not to sound harsh, but you don't want to sign Michael, because obviously once you sign a contract, Michael Dorn. Let's assume Picard season 3. He signed on to a $4 million contract for 10 episodes, right? But obviously, if he doesn't go ahead, he's still got a $500,000 clause for if he is let go, get fired, can't do it, and that's the studio losing money when they can't promote it yet. So that's a tricky one. And Lower Decks is the obvious choice, but then
it is.
But then, does he fit in the vibe of Lower Decks? I guess anybody could.
I think he would, absolutely. I just think, the gruff Worf, running into these cadets. Maybe he's brought in to train them, or get them in line or something. Because I don't know, because he could be like a special guest admiral, or maybe he made the rank of admiral. I don't know. It's definitely possible in that time period, I guess.
I mean, it's so obvious to include all of them. You would think. And
yes.
You definitely need someone in season 2 of Picard that links into TNG as Brent did. You need somebody, and we're hoping it's obviously Gates.
Crusher.
Yeah, that's the obvious choice. Actually, give him some sort of actual grounding this season. But
Sorry, Warpig says, so aren't they filming Picard season 2 and 3 at the same time, or has that changed now? Well, I haven't heard that. That would make a lot of sense, though, to film 2 seasons together.
So, Warpig, that was the original concept in 2019 or 2020. And then Michael Chabon in his recent interview said, that was the plan. Ain't the plan now. We're just trying to get through this season. So, now they may then say, okay, that went brilliant. Let's take a 2-month off and then start 3. That might happen, but it is not currently the plan. And since they're only 5 weeks in, 6 weeks in, they've still got another 2.5 months minimum. Yeah. So yeah, that's not the plan right now.
Dan23 asks, is Lower Decks Paramount? I don't know.
Yes, they all are.
They all are now?
Because everything's now... Because they say Paramount Plus. Because everything
That's Viacom and CBS.
But it's not anymore. Now it's all on the Paramount Plus network. So that's when they say that, which is annoying.
Okay. It is, yeah.
And yes, Tiburon, we already said that. But remember, he's not Khan. Spock ain't in season 2, and whatever. They do lie to cover their backs and to hide surprises. Because if you think about it, if Michael Dorn is the big thing in season 2 of Picard, if he warps in on a bird of prey or Klingon ship, and warps in, that's the big Avengers moment of like, oh my god, everyone's here. If that's spoiled 8 months early, like if we knew Riker and Troy were in. Did we know Riker and Troy were in season 2 or season 1?
No.
Yeah, like if that had been revealed to us, like we get to see them and their family and their cottage, it wouldn't have the same impact as actually. Oh. Yeah.
Well, weren't those some of the pickup episodes they did with them?
Yeah, that was a big thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the one, yeah.
The new shot.
Yeah. Sean, $5. A Klingon miniseries with Worf could be used to gauge interest. Interest in what?
Well, exactly. More Worf.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe he's coming back for a short trek.
Which they've not talked about for a year.
Which could be a Picard short trek, like that might be interesting.
And then they say, "Fuck that! We'll do an entire Worf series because we love telling short treks into full seasons of multi-million-dollar shows. Have you heard?" But it just amazes me, and you know how I feel about that. All these guys are getting older, and at a certain point they're unable to perform a good enough duty to the character, and we would like good stories of these people back because it's nice. And even if we got some bad season of Brent, we still got the great first season of Brent, and that's really lovely to see. I just wish they put more money into the CG, etc. So Michael Dorn will not be able to play Worf in 10 to 15 years, right? Not really. He's going to be old. He's going to be in his late 80s, 90s. So get him in that window you can, and it's shocking that they took the 10 years off because I'd met Nichelle, Walter, and whatever during the 10 year of the 2000s. They all could have been their characters for those 10 years. They were absolutely fine. And then within 5 years, Nichelle got bad, George losing his voice, getting the age spots, and Chekhov said, "F it, I won't have my hair anymore," and gave up on that. Now he's the bald old guy, and that's great on all of them. They live their own lives, but you could have done more with them. You could have given them really good character pieces, and each one of them could have led an entire movie, miniseries. If they were really smart.
Yeah.
Which is why of Gods and Men is so great, because it is the Nichelle Nichols story, and she's brilliant in it. She's absolutely fantastic. Sad, And obviously, as we clock over to Discovery's the new guys, we can then have Discovery people in 20 years, and that's fine. And it's like, yeah, great.
Yeah. All right, Squadron course though, $2. What are your best Captain Worf series ideas? Well, it's kind of mentioned earlier, the Klingon Defense Force idea is a great one. I never really considered that. That would be good. If you guys have paid any kind of attention, I'm not the biggest proponent of a Captain Worf series. I don't think it's necessarily a good idea, or that I'd be interested in it. And I'll probably be wrong if that's the case, but I haven't really given it much thought. A brand new Federation starship with Captain Worf aboard would be a really cool series, but that's something we're never going to get, unfortunately. That seems more like a comic book or a Future Imperfect type episode than a series. So, I like the KDF idea. That's a good one.
And that's a great thing. You can bring everyone back in makeup, and they'll blend in better. Except Robert O'Reilly, you won't blend into his costume as much because that gut. Still looks like Garon, except his big fat belly. Because boy, he was thin in his TNG. That was like 35 years ago. You
saw Kempek and all the other governors. They're all fat. All the old Klingon.
Oh yeah, but it's just he wasn't wearing the normal uniform, which isn't designed to be like a size 3XL.
Kor was General Kor in Star Trek V. He was big.
Well, he sat down most of the time.
Exactly, but they're still wearing. Yeah, we just know that's the thing that happens to Klingons. They stop being warriors and get out of shape.
Well, he has already been killed, so it's kind of hard to bring it back. But died a while ago. But no, the Klingon stuff. But it's tricky because I think there'd be such a hesitation because they effed up the Klingons so poorly in Discovery, both in terms of look, style, visual, vibe, culture, everything about them was wrong in some degree. Even them saying they got language rights by mispronouncing everything, maybe it was technically correct, but it was not how everyone ever pronounced it, which is just, at some point, go with the masses. You know, if 7 chancellors of the Empire actors have all said Kronos or Kalas, that's what it is. Don't be reinventing the wheel that's absolutely solid. What was my point? I don't know. Oh yeah, so the hesitation to then go full Klingon when obviously they burned us so drastically on the Klingons because they butchered them. You know, unless obviously they walked in and they looked perfect. Which, you know, for Discovery Season 3, we had a great looking Cardassian that just didn't do any close-ups, and the the Morn looked great. So there certainly was a real intent to improve and do better. But that's the one that they kind of effed up. So maybe they're going to come back with a bang in one of the seasons and engage fan interest, because if they can regain market support for them based on going back to the original, maybe, you know, but you have to earn that, I think, and they're definitely to earn that again.
Yeah. Did you have any other ideas for a Worf series though? Like we talked about the KDF a little bit.
Well, I would,
which is full on Klingon, or would you want something like more Federation based?
No, I would start Federation because you want that contrast. I would start him on a starship. Presumably he's a reacting captain. Something goes awry. You have an epic 2-parter. Half his crew gets killed. It's not his fault, but he feels bad about it. He gets accommodation, doesn't feel good about it. Then he says, "Oh, I'm summoned by the Klingons." But turns out the Klingons are dealing with the same problem that he dealt with in the first 2-parter. Now he has to swap into Klingon garb, but then he has to deal with the culture shock of being back to Klingons after a couple of years of being away, and he's not quite used to being that sort of commanding officer. And he's also judged to be this great warrior of the past, so he has to look up, you know, be looked up to and work well. But also doesn't know the Klingon tech as well. He's on a new ship, and then the new chance, you know, yeah, there you go. I just gave you like a 4-page outline, 4 script outline.
That's brilliant. Yeah. And it could start out with him being like ticks on the wall of ex-wives or dead wives. After wife Jesus. Number 5 now. All these
or just failed romances. Like Jadzia, Diana. But I would definitely start with a clean classic Trek to then swap over to the Klingon stuff and then end him back on the Federation in some way. Because I'd have it be more like a special ops style thing where he's having to do a really dangerous mission where his specific mindset lets him do something special, and you need a cloaking device, you need a very dedicated crew. You probably have like Star Trek Renegades, you have like a Romulan join which he'd fight with, you have a Cardassian, you'd have like all these people that have special skills, then let him do his thing, and so he'd lead this it's mostly a Klingon ship, he has specialists, and they do something that's really dangerous and almost die, and it's actiony but in like a ship based way, like Wrath of Khan. Like that's action, but it's all just people standing in wooden sets, but it's action. That's why I'd do it.
Interesting.
So I'd hybrid it quite happily.
Guys, I want you to spam the chat right now, actually. What do you guys think? Put in Worf's, so put series, game, ad, whatever you think he's going to be in. Just put like a 1-word thing. Because I want to get a consensus what you guys actually think. Do you think they're telling us the truth with the nothing Paramount Plus based? Yet the character is coming back. I just want to hear what you guys have to say. Also, we have 107 likes, which is great. We have 140 people here. I think we can hit 120 likes, so 13 more. Yeah, so hit that like button, guys, and spam the chat. Do it.
Because it's interesting, because he didn't say in it, he didn't say I'm back in makeup. Because I know that he said in interviews before, you know, it's different coming back to do a voice, but to put on the makeup it has to be worth his time, because obviously you get older. Well, the makeup will take less time, but to sit 3 hours, whatever, in the chair to do it properly, and now also it's now all 4K, so it's got to be even more precise. It isn't just, you know what I mean? It's got to be even slightly nicer. Like and also get paid more as a makeup actor, so it's money but also time. And if you've got a 9 a.m. start shooting, he's got to be there at 6 a.m. and the end of the day at 7 p.m. So it's a shitty day. It's shitty. You know, it sucks. You know, you're there before everyone else. You leave after everyone else. So it's got to be worth the time. And as always, I mean, you know, not that his last appearance as Worf was any good, because Nemesis was after DS9, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Well, luckily he had such a good 4 years on that, 3 years on that. But the last time you came back. But people are saying a commercial. Why would you promote you're doing a commercial? And the way you said it doesn't sound like a commercial. So
that's true.
Like,
that is true.
That'd be such an anticlimax. Like, great, you put on the makeup and you wore the old costume for selling car insurance. You know what I mean? Like, how is that going to make anyone really excited? Like, you got paid, we got to see an older Worf. Great. It was a 45-second thing. Okay.
Maybe he's announcing a new Star Trek theme park or something. Yeah. That Paramount Plus is doing.
That's cool. That's kind of a fun one.
Because, on April 1st, we announced our plans. That was one of them. Maybe they decided that was the way to go.
Sorry, April 1st? What? What?
Oh, yeah, well, never mind. It's fine. It's fine.
If I was part of that session.
Anyway, let's see what you guys are saying here in the chat. Add cameo, game, show, game, series, game, unfortunately. Add vlog, game. A lot of games. Okay. That's the other question. Do you think he'd come back to Star Trek Online?
Which Medallion does comment on, but he didn't pre-promote his first appearance, so why would he pre-promote his second appearance? Like, that was all about in their trailers, because then you're taking the steam away from them having a cool trailer. Because normally when they get somebody, it's part of a cool trailer. If he pre-promotes it, you don't, and not even say what it is, should have been hashtag Star Trek Online then, shouldn't it?
Some people are saying lower decks, add, STO. Definitely a lot of distinct possibilities, but I just don't trust them. So when they immediately came out with this article saying it's nothing Paramount Plus related, I'm like, really? It seems like you might have, Michael Dorn out of his cage for a second. He tweeted, and you're like, no, bad, get in there. I don't know. It just seems like damage control to me, and I don't trust them.
Plus, you can imagine, we all trust Trek movie. But if CBS emailed them saying, hey guys, so Michael Dorn went AWOL, we'd appreciate it if you could, and this is like, their sources there, they tell them, we really want to keep this a surprise, so could you write an article debunking this?
Yeah. Because
we want to keep, and I think ethically it's like, if it's a big surprise for season 2, I'd rather be surprised than be told it 9 months early. Even if they're sort of lying, it's like, yeah, but I like the surprise factor. Although now we won't be surprised. Because now he's going to appear in something, we won't be surprised. That said, briefly, if you remember, there was that Super Bowl advert they released last year, which had everybody in it.
Yeah.
It was insane. And now that was a tour de force. That was incredibly impressive. And that certainly, seeing all these IPs together, even a young Bill in a Bill and Ted cameo, which was incredible because he was fully de-aged, extreme. That's one of the most expensive things you could possibly do, and it was very, very good, and had Star Trek and all these things. So if he was in that level of cool commercial, you can make a commercial that's worth it by itself.
And we've seen Paramount Plus's commercials, like with them scaling the mountain with the characters. But it's not outside their wheelhouse for that.
And it was certainly odd to get Patrick Stewart back in for that because he's going to charge quite a bit. But obviously he's one of the figureheads currently of but then also the way he's saying because he can't do it without the makeup. Like even for an ad, like being in Starfleet is him being in makeup, and that's a big old commitment. And obviously if he's getting paid 5 times his normal rate for the amount of days, for a 1 day commercial shoot, he's getting paid 3 times his normal wage, and he's desperate for money. Hey, he'll do it, but it's a lot for.
Unless it's animated, then he doesn't have to worry about the makeup, obviously, right? So, and that's still the full character back as the character because it's lower decks. You can consider it more canon than a lot of other things, right? So, it's the character coming back. So,
but obviously, like Frakes didn't promote it, Marina didn't none of them. You don't see anybody promote these things. Except, well, no, that's not fair. Rob Picardo did say he's in Picard at some point. He was told he was approached and agreed to be in Picard. Yeah, ages ago. Which is weird because he wasn't in season 2. Or, well, it wasn't in season 1. And I was like, oh, cool. Because he was at a convention in the UK and he said, yeah, I talked to Paramount like 2 weeks ago and I'm in Picard at some point. It's like, oh, okay. That was okay, cool. Thanks for telling us, Robert. Although obviously season 2 I'm sure changed in the scripting process, and who the hell knows? That was pre-pandemic by quite a long way, so who the hell knows? But so I guess there was that instant of just telling us. It's like, again, are you going to fire these people, especially if your season revolves around them?
Ooh. Koros says Lower Decks is missing a security officer. Imagine him serving on the Cerritos as a security officer.
I was the ambassador to the Klingon Empire.
That's great. That's a great idea.
And every single
for one episode.
Every single scene, his pips will change, like they changed.
Yeah. Sean puts in $5. An Alliance-built ship with Federation, Klingon, Romulan, and Ferengi crew.
Ooh, wow.
And he's offered the captaincy because he cannot serve the Federation alone. Sure, that would cause a lot of conflict, especially with the Romulans on board.
But it has been.
And he doesn't like the Ferengi very much either.
And this is all post destruction of their planet, so I mean, he might have more sympathy for them.
Matt Boardman, $5. I'm getting some Dorn. Let the cat out of the bag before it was supposed to vibes. Yeah, that's kind of the thinking that I had, and that's why I thought the follow-up article just can't be believed. So, yeah, I hear you, Matt. Eric Martin, $5.
Right.
Finally got my replacement card. So here you go, guys. I hope Worf gets to sing some Klingon opera. Well, thank you very much, Eric. Much appreciated. And if the character comes back, especially on Lower Decks, I can see him singing Klingon opera. Maybe he's touring with his opera entourage now. He's actually gone into something he really enjoys because he does like the Klingon opera. So, and he comes to the Cerritos to do performance. Oh, that'd be great.
And Stuart, he'll have the third. Whatever it was
oh
called.
No! Don't even.
The fourth one. Orgilla Gamer says, I wonder if in Lower Decks, if he's in Lower Decks, he's probably with the Titan and Riker. Strongly disagree, just because that was in the that was never part of Nemesis. He was never said to be on the Titan. That was only said for the theme park. No, that wasn't even. That's Worf even. So he wasn't on the Titan ever. And DS9, he was a Chancellor Ambassador man. Why would he? I know he shouldn't be on the Enterprise anyway, but he wouldn't just. He's too high rank to serve with his friend on a ship. You would think he'd do much bigger things. Not to say that obviously Scotty did as a captain serve, but that was because they had to keep all the crew together because of reasons. No, I can't see him be on the Titan. It'd be his own thing. Because you'd want to see. Imagine this in Lower Decks, an episode where they find a Klingon ship, like a proper full-on Bird of Prey, and you go inside and it's fully Klingon. It's like, oh my god, this looks amazing. You have Martok and Worf come in, and it's just like, oh my god, such an obvious thing to do, Michael Dorn two-parter. And actually, now at this point, that is honestly like bringing back Leonard Nimoy for the two-parter in TNG. It's been that many years, not exactly, but it's been a lot of years. And bring it back for a two-parter, because technically, Riker is Jonathan Frakes is going to be for 3 episodes, 1 of last season, 2 of the new season, if not 3. So he will be in a multiple, so it's same as those. And Marina loves the one appearance, kind of like Scotty. But give him a 2-parter Lower Decks. They have had a 2-parter, so it's not unheard of. Do it.
Yeah, they could go rescue a ship that he's captain of. That something's happened, and I like that. That
he finally gets to ramming
Captain
speed.
Worf series. Because everybody's itch kind of scratched a little bit. Yeah, that'd be cool.
And that could be the end joke. You'll have someone say, "Look, it's Captain Worf," and you have to make some sort of joke on series. Look, it's seriously Captain Worf. Captain Worf, he's so serious. Series, the Captain Worf series. You're not getting a Captain Worf series. What's that, Mariner? Nothing.
He's the captain of the USS Cerritos or something. I don't know.
Aww.
But yeah, I mean, we hit our 121 likes, guys. That's awesome. 155 of you here, though. Hit the like button if you haven't. I want to see if we get to 140, maybe 19 more likes. And if you have any other ideas for anything Worf centric, let us know, because we'd love to talk about it. Showing up on the Orville, absolutely. That'd be pretty good.
Just give Michael Dorn more work in general. Honestly. Yeah. And certainly if I was an indie producer with millions, I would certainly hire the original Trek cast. Not to necessarily be their Trek people, because I wouldn't be able to do that. I'm not a CBS licensee, but, have them do something fun. I find it amazing they don't get more work, but obviously if you're getting... Well, that's a joke, isn't it? You know, all of these actors had a huge payday in the 90s, and then in 2000... Well, yeah, the end of the 80s, all of the 90s and some of the 2000s with the movies. Big paydays. So they were set, they had cars, they had kids, they had houses. They typecasted them so they couldn't get much work after. But they did get big paychecks for a very long time and on those popular shows. Like, would you take 10 years or 15 years of... And video games... 15
and
years
conventions. Like once you're in Star Trek, you're set.
Yes, but I just mean as an actor. Will you take 15 years of success to never really get ever acting again? Like real success where the easy life be some out of filming. Or you're a bit part and you have hundreds of parts, they're all small and no one knows you except from a couple of niche things, and each one's relatively small pay and always working, but you get to work your entire life. Like that's... And
you're in like blockbusters, but in the background kind of thing.
Yeah.
See, that's an interesting trade-off. Honestly, that'd be a lot of pros and cons going on there to figure that one out.
Well, it's like
that's such a dilemma. Why would you bring that up? My God, I never even thought about that before.
Because obviously none of them thought they were going to get locked in.
No, they didn't.
But obviously, unfortunately, a lot of these actors, while we love them, it's also a happy fluke they got cast. Like it could have been lots of people as Worf. Michael Dorn brought unique stuff to that character. Doesn't mean he's got it at every other character. So there's there's some people like Will Smith and Tom Cruise who can play so many different people because they're kind of just like playing themselves, but it's so watchable. Michael Dorn plays this guy very well, but what else can you name him to be? You know, like he found something he was very good at. Got typecast.
He played Colonel Worf in Star Trek 6. Does that count?
Mm-hmm.
It's a different character. Just saying.
Still an alien Klingon though. So we associate them with being, really good actors, but in their one thing, and so whereas maybe they're not as flexible as other people or easy to work with or whatever. Not that I'm saying that about these people specifically, but
yeah. Klingon Chancellor. But then that's a whole Klingon-centric show again. And that's the thing, would you want, if your idea for like a Captain Worf miniseries or show, would you want a miniseries or a show is what I'm asking?
Miniseries. Easy. For me personally. Yeah, hands down.
Well, they should have done that with Picard too, in my opinion, but whatever.
Yeah, I would probably do a, if I was them, I'd probably do like 4 1-hour, 30-minute episodes. 4 movies, each one is fully self-contained, big. It's actually 4, kind of like the Justice League film, 4 hours. Like, each one is its own self-contained thing, feels big, feels epic. It's actually less than a full season, but and he put like a month between each one, so it feels like there's really 4 movies, like the Sherlock things. So each one feels epic. That's what I would do. And if you have enough time between, you can kind of keep producing it. I think that would be a really cool way of seeing it.
No, it's a great idea, actually. Yeah, so, DS9 miniseries. No. Anywho, yeah, I'm out of ideas. God damn. We already talked about an Armada 3 possibility, like different video games. Like I said, I don't think we're going to necessarily get anything like Armada 3 or Starfleet Command 4, as much as I would like that, but I just don't think it suits the gaming environment that we have these days.
Well, it would have to be an online experience game. Where
it would have to be a mobile thing. That's the problem. Everybody's got mobile devices. They'd want to make it. They'd want to cast a wide net, and they've got that with Fleet Command. But I don't know who plays. I don't know who plays those though. I have them installed. Timelines are like. I'll scroll around my ship and look at the ships I have.
But that's not you playing it.
Exactly. That's what I mean. I don't know who plays these things.
Yeah, I mean...
Even Fleet Command, it's like... You hear the odd person that mentions it, but I don't know how they can stay alive and also have commercials, like you said, with Sonequa Martin Green and Carl Urban.
I mean, I can see them doing a situation where they ask CBS, we want to promote, we want to do a new thing, can we get them at cost? And, I mean, I watched Sonequa's thing, and she says... Three lines in a chair on a green screen studio. She literally just went to a local one in LA or just on the, it's very cheap, but it adds a lot of value. Although to get Carl Urban was quite odd, and to see, the JJ, that's the whole point. The JJ and the Discovery crossover was quite fun. But yeah,
It was really into the role, and what a great actor to to accept that as well. Like, because he was the most beloved out of all the recasts for the reboot. So
when he'll do it for the fun, he wouldn't do it for the paycheck.
yeah, you can tell he's having fun. Absolutely.
But it's like, why are you only bringing them? I know they're probably a second. You normally have more than one, like with Patrick Stewart, Mark Hamill. It wasn't just a single 45-second. They did 4 or 5. But to bring these actors in for 2 hours to film 44 seconds is so wasteful.
Yeah.
Like it's just such a. They're not even in costume. They're not even in makeup. They're wearing whatever they want. Like there's not even they walk off their set. They probably both film on another film set. But I'm trying to think. So I got Fleet Command. I've played it twice, I think.
I should get my iPad because I got a bunch on there too.
Because I played Fleet Command and JJ stuff is a bit shit. Although they obviously fleshed out more than they could have. But there's no space battles. You just point a thing, go somewhere, you wait for something to happen. It doesn't happen, you get bored. Okay, let me reopen it and see how it looks different, because it wasn't interesting. And it's sad because, you could easily make Armada on a mobile, couldn't you? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Why would that not work? Although, credit for them. The JJ thing now had Spock on the splash screen.
Yeah, I mean, it's a visually nice game, and there's a lot of really cool ships in it that you can just see in the ads for it that play on YouTube.
Although, boy, something pisses me off. They just released that new game for iPad things. It looks great. I'm really annoyed by that. They've got all the Prime, Discovery, and JJ, and it looks pretty cool. And I can't play it because it's not on a. Yeah, we got contact about it, but I didn't respond to them because I can't play it. Oh, I'm gonna claim some boxes, Stuart. Okay, I haven't played it in about a year and a half. Server transfer token. I got 1 novice transfer token. Thrilling. 10-minute free chest claim. I got 300 pass steal. 4-hour free chest. I got Latinum and a speed up. I got 24-hour free chest. Oh, I got 7-day loyalty, but I can't get that. But I can get Kiesner. I don't want Kiesner. He's shit. No offense, but I guess that is offensive. He's just not very interesting. Who do I have as officers?
Yeah. I gotta be honest, those commercials with Cynic, Martin Green, and Urban actually did work, because it was after I saw that I scrolled back into the game to see. And I played it for maybe a minute and a half. Then I got really bored because it was asking me, like, do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? And I'm like, I don't want to play a game, thanks.
You see, there's JJ Klingons that have hair.
Yes.
They do try. They have better designs than the JJ films.
Not a bad account, $5. In the Picard novel, Worf is captain of the Enterprise E.
Doesn't mean anything, sorry.
Have we confirmed he will still be the captain on screen? Kapla, hashtag Captain Worf, hashtag Sam Drinks.
Sorry, he was never captain in the canon. Sorry, the books are really out the window now with how they're. I mean, if Picard died at the end of season 1 and that was never planned, I don't think any of the books really, books really don't mean as much as they could do. Look, TOS Kirk in the game.
Ooh, cool.
And that's my bit for the next 9 months. But I would play that new iPhone game. It looked good, but they can't.
What's it called again?
I don't know. They look fun. It was weird. We should look at the ship. They designed a new ship, which is they said they want to look like it's not like anything done before. It's a bit simple, basic, and it's got a Discovery-looking bridge, and then you can pick team members from any universe, any era, in like cool animated style to kind of battle on a planet and then on a ship.
Let us know the name of the game in the chat, guys.
I mean, I can just go back into our email and find it.
No, sorry.
Well, I've got to sign in first, I guess.
I would like to see it, though. I haven't heard of it. 153 of you here, 137 likes, guys. Awesome. 3 more likes to get to 140. That was my last goal, so if you can, please do. And yeah, another like $40 in super chats would be great.
I mean, last week was a little bit light, so it'd be very nice to a little bit higher if we can, but because obviously
Eric Martin. Eric Martin says, I thought Cap shaved his head, or was I imagining that? You saw that on Facebook, and that's a filter. That was from last year, actually. But anyway,
Star Trek Legends. They even sent us a press packet on Dropbox. It's quite it's cool
that.
animated style, and it's nice because it actually respects all the different designs, which is nice. And because it's actually because now everything's in the same license. I know games are a little bit different, but everything's on the same license, so you can have Discovery and JJ and all in the same thing, and it all kind of combine.
Star Trek Legends. I'll check that out later.
I'm looking at a picture here of Data in TNG with Beverly in TNG with Janeway in Voyager versus Cisco in First Contact, Wrath of Khan, Seela, and TM and Wrath of Khan Sulu in Captain's uniform with a TOS phaser fighting each other. It's like, oh, cool.
Wow.
Oh, I like the Gorn. That's a good looking TOS-ish Gorn. But I can't play it. Oh, and there's what's the name?
Oh,
card?
Yeah. You know, I did see this, and I did try to download it, but then it's like it's subscription based or something.
It is, but that's because you don't get ads.
I know, but as soon as I saw that, I'm like, I'm not interested.
Yeah, it's the new special store thing, but it's a thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why you don't only for.
Once I got this, the arcade thing where you have to like sign up for it.
Yeah.
Start playing. I was like, no thanks. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know why it's only for Apple. There's more Androids out there. I think someone commented that it may be because they don't want an App Store purchase. They don't want microtransaction will be purely like for the fun of it. And if you go through Android, they make you do certain stuff, whereas that you just can't. But I don't know.
Still a stupid idea, but wait, like Star Trek Legends, like Star Wars Legends? Yes. I don't know if it's the same game. I don't know if I played Star Wars Legends either, but
Star Wars.
The Apple Arcade only. Yeah.
Star Wars Legends game. No.
Decent art, but it's a generic turn-based thing.
Yes, look that. Oh, which can still be fun though. I mean, you know, still enjoyable.
Yeah.
It's like the Adversaries was pretty generic, but it was still fun.
I like that. Oh, I wish that was still around. Damn it.
Yep.
Adversaries, yeah.
Real punch
David
in the gut,
Bessick.
that one.
Yeah, really, absolutely.
David
Bessick, $10.
Ooh.
Kapla. Does this mean real Klingons are back now? I mean, probably. I don't think they would make Worf into a new Klingon. I don't know why people keep thinking that's going to be a thing. They're not going to do that.
I mean, they know that it only get negative press. It's not really logical to assume. I mean, not to say they are logical, obviously, because that's obviously too much credit often. But it's unlikely they would do that. But he has no. That Kurtzman did actually say explicitly at one point, as you know, well, no, if we bring back a character from an old show, they'll look like how they should look. Which is him saying, we know we effed up a little bit. If we do it, we're doing it properly. But obviously, you know, as with all these things, I'm sure there's a sense of embarrassment with some people, you know. Like, not everyone thought it was a good idea to change them that radically, but they just did it because they were told to. Not everyone's going to think they're bad either. It's going to be in between. But the longer they wait between using the Klingons again, the more likely the embarrassment factor will go down, that they won't get called out so much as, finally, they're back, you know. If they did full Klingons in Season 2 that will look perfect, it makes Season 1 look worse and make the show look worse by retrospect. Whereas if it's 5 years later, they'll say, oh, it doesn't matter. They're back, you know? Mm-hmm. So you need that time, even though it's bad for all the fans, but, you know. We'll go back eventually.
Naysayer says, Fleet Command is pay to win, don't waste your money.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And Matt Boardman, $5. Random. I usually feed my cats wet food around this time in the lives, and as soon as she hears your voices, she starts bugging me for food.
Oh.
Well, we've got your animals trained. Ha. Sorry about that, Matt. Not a banned account, $2.
Thank you.
Sam, what Brit names do you want for new Federation starships? United Federation of Planet ships.
There's
so many good ones like Trafalgar and
Yeah. I was thinking of Trafalgar. I mean, I always have to look up because I wouldn't know
Yeah,
that off the top of my head, obviously. Um,
I'm sure there's a lot of good ones, but then you get the problem of why are they all Earth names?
well, yeah. Although it's better they be all Earth names than they all be American names. Not that I
Oh,
obviously,
yes.
not that I care too much, but when you realise, it's like, oh yeah, they have actually done a lot. You know.
Yeah. They
Mm.
try to fix that in season or TNG for sure, though.
Mhm.
Matt Bourne, another $5 on behalf
Mm.
of James. Worf, honorable and fearless Klingon, legendary warrior, but has no defense against barrels. Barrels and Worf equals fatal injuries. Yeah, broken spines, and an empty barrel at that. But anyway, David Bessick, $5.
Mm.
Ha, okay, Kurtzman belongs in a trash compactor, and he's a liar. Let's hope he has Let's hope he is as uninvolved as possible. Forget the looks. He can't write man. Or he can't write man. Yeah. Wording. Yeah, not the biggest fan of Kurtzman, that's for sure.
I
Eric
mean,
Martin,
as long as he lets other
$20.
people do the work for him, as in rather than him be part of it.
And trust the people that know what they're talking about in regard to Trek. Yeah. Yep. Eric Martin, though, $20. Thank you so much, Eric.
Wow.
That is awesome. How about an elimination round of Ambujitsu with the old cast to see who gets to be on Picard, like Battle of the Network Stars? Hey, that'd be cool. I just watched the Ambujitsu episode 2 days ago, so there you go. Aeon, $5. Think Janeway ever told Riker about that time Q brought him to Voyager? No, because I think Riker's memory was erased.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
don't think he remembered doing that. So
no, absolutely. But it'd be cool to say, I met you in the Delta Quadrant. What?
Yeah.
What?
That would be good. Kyle Wong says, "Nice haircut, Samuel."
Oh, thanks. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You'll see it
And we
on
hit
screen soon.
hit 150 likes.
Ooh.
I only asked for 140. We're over that now, so thank you so much, guys.
We've got 151 and 152, respectively. That's kind of cool to see the same.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Very cool.
I like that.
Not a band account, $2. Who would win an Ambujitsu match? Worf versus Riker. I don't know if Worf knows the rules necessarily, but I think Worf would probably win. But if you're going for points and like,
so you're going for porn there. I was like, what?
No, well, no.
I was confused by your sentence, and then you finished it correctly.
Oh, anyway, if it was actually like a sparring match where you're getting points for actual technique, I think Riker would win. So that's how those things work usually.
Well, I think he'd play the scene like Worf is all big man, strong man, I'm stronger than you, and then Riker beats him quickly because he actually knows how to play.
Yeah.
Like there's ways of doing things, etc., etc.
Yeah. Oh, well, guys, I don't know. I'm kind of out of ideas, Samuel. How about you?
I gave you loads.
I know you did, but we're only at the hour mark, so.
I still think Armada 3 has a good promise, just because it's such an easy concept, and there's so few of those games around, and yet it's not an expensive game to try and produce. And with the Picard era, with the Discovery era, the TOS era, you can easily do expansion packs. And since you've got access to those people, I mean, I would certainly try, if I was CBS, to lock all the actors they bring back. And I've got Janeway and all the people to say, okay, no, you are committed now to do 3 games. Haha, your voices are ours, bitch. And so getting Janeway in the game too, as you would want to have, etc. Because it's so much. They're already on set for their own show, just have them record 10 lines of the game, etc. But it'd be such an easy win money-wise, and obviously, yes, the standards are higher than they used to be. But Star Trek Online, they can make all the ships, okay, over years. But worst comes to worst, they can use their models. Not that they would, but we've seen how easy they are to make sometimes. I don't know. The game market. You'd think that when the pandemic hit, you'd think that they would say, you know what, we can't make content. Let's commission a game like Armada 3, which we know exactly how we want it to be. We know the framework, we know the models. Build it, because if people are still going to be inside for another year, you know, because a lot of the development process, if you already know what formula you're going to do, it's quicker, you know. And, you know, you could get quite a lot of money from that because people want to stay inside and do things, and I'm sure the public perception of going out and living their life will take another few months, if not, as in, you know, up to the end of the year, if not start of next year. So releasing a game like that, I mean, it's shocking there aren't more Trek games. Shocking.
Well, they went through a good age of Trek games for a while there. We had quite a few on the shelves, so.
But then the problem is, though, you can say the same about Star Wars. You know, they had incredible games, game after game after game, and then EA took the reins and they made an okay game, a meh game that got better, and then a really good game. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, the big, broad games they could have made, they didn't make any of them. They actually cancelled more games they released. Ironically, sadly. So, it's weird that both these massive franchises aren't really getting the games they deserve, you would think.
Well, I mean, is there much of a differentiation anymore between console games and computer games? Most games are cross-platform, so you have them available on all systems. Like Bridge Crew is on the PlayStation, Xbox, and computer. But I don't think that games like Starfleet or Armada 3 would work on a console necessarily.
Oh no, sure, no, absolutely. Most games like that are first-person shooters or third-person shooters or racing games.
Yeah.
You don't move things like... I mean, Star Trek Online did make it to consoles, but you don't
But
ever...
they're not connected.
No, and you don't ever think... Star Trek Online on consoles, you think on PC, oh, it's on console too. I know console players are happy to have it, but you don't associate it with that. And it's still a third-person action game. Like, it still fits in that. You couldn't... That's why you don't do tactical RPG-style stuff. But that's fine. You know, more people own PCs than Xboxes or PS3s, and you have a totally different development cycle to build for those things, so just doing one... you know, but
That's interesting. Yeah.
You know, and in fact, less games are being released anyway at the moment. Anyway, it's actually been quite a dry spot for games. I wonder why. But you know, when you know that just ship combat is a winner, and you know, okay, build these 30 ship models. You have great reference, especially now with Eagle Moss making authos of everything. Like, these are easy to make if licensees share their resources, which they're obligated to do if they're asked to by CBS. So it should be easier than ever to make these things. And if you know the level of quality you want, it's sort of medium, burn through it, do a campaign, do it with voiceover, do a bit of CG animation. It takes more than a year, but it'd just be, you know, it's such an obvious choice. Especially if you then make it an online thing where you play PvP a lot. You can, like, you know, go to this outer, so maybe like there's neutral zones between all the different factions, and in that is a PvP area where you can fight other players. And it's just a case of warping there. It's still Armada 2 where you pick missions, but you can mission to the neutral zone, and they got whatever. And they release DLC every bit where you introduce new ships, and then you can either have it just be only that era, or add those ships to your roster, and they're balanced to your overall ships. So if you want to have a TOS Saladin fighting with the Sovereign, it'll balance them appropriately. So now it's just basically just a skin, and then suddenly say, oh, you know what? Well, let's have a TNG Saladin variant, and now it's just a skin for a Saladin, but you're paying for a skin, but it's a skin that's worth something. Maybe you want a Mirror Universe version, that's another $5. Looks the same, maybe it gives you one new unique cooldown or ability, and then you know, instantly you have all this money. I'm making you money.
Which also just sounds like they'd say, well, we already have Star Trek Online, which is kind of that anyway.
But it's not a fleet combat. It's not fleet combat, and that instantly takes away from being a different format.
That's true. Yeah, the fleet. Yeah, fleet is the key word there.
And
yeah,
you're not,
absolutely.
and you're not an individual person. You're a fleet captain, and well, you're just doing missions. So no, it's definitely the exact opposite sort of game in that route. And you wouldn't expect to go in the ships either. And it's shocking those haven't been done. They aren't as popular at the moment, obviously, although they've done recent remasters of like Age of Empires, Command & Conquer, and Rome Total War. So there is actually a slight resurgence of remastering.
Okay, that's good to know.
But that's, you know, companies that know they're going to make a payday because they're the most classic. You know, it's easier to remaster than it is to make a new game, and you already have the fan base. You'll make less money, sure, but it's an easier payday if you desperately need money half the time to make half the money, but you need money coming in to support the studio. And you might get good press to have to do another show or another thing, you know?
Maybe it's a new Bridge Crew or Bridge Commander. Yeah, Bridge Commander. That's the one.
Yeah.
Gareth Rooney, €5. Worf joins the crew and Captain Picard goes back to the old habit of overriding every suggestion he makes. Not now, Mr. Worf.
I like it. I like it.
Kyle Wong, £5. Would we ever see Cisco return? Also, we don't seem to hear much about the actor behind Cisco. Avery Brooks, he wasn't doing well for a while there. I don't know. He's not coming back to Trek. Is our assertion. Fairly certain. 95% sure.
I mean, it all depends. You know, he's been retired. He's 72. I mean, remember, in the olden days, you didn't expect anyone to do anything after 70. 72 was happily retired, living in an old folks' home and chilling out. So to ask him to come back and be a powerful man again from the fifth when he was in his 40s isn't exactly reasonable. You know, it's just our heroes are older than they should, you know, older than we'd like them to be.
Yeah, but I mean, we've talked many times about Cisco coming back would be cool because he's a prophet, or a whole prophet, but you know, there's so much storytelling potential there, but will it happen? I don't want to see him recast, but they'd have to, right? So,
but I also find it is slightly boring because he's a god. So either he comes back and you deflate it entirely, or you don't deflate it entirely. He's not very interesting to me. He's had a very good arc. Like he won't be as good in it, and there isn't really an avenue for him to come back unless he's literally just talking to Jake. In which case he's just a god creature, and then he won't act the same, so he won't feel the same. Like he's not an interesting. It's like if you tried to bring back Shatner as just Kirk again, like flat out just old Kirk. It's like you'd have to be a different thing for it to work, you know? Like you wouldn't want to see fat old Kirk in a TOS uniform that's now stretched because he's so much fatter. Like that's not what you want to see, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas Patrick, he's still thin. He still could talk until like 2 years ago. Like, you know, he looked good in the uniform. Like he looked good. That's not going to work for most people.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you pay him enough and give him enough drugs or whatever, you might. I certainly want him back in some respect, but you got to be very clever. Yeah, it's tricky. Don't make your characters gods at the end. That's your solution to bring them back. But that said, though, they killed Data and brought him back. So death or god, wasn't a problem for one.
That's a pretty good point, actually. Oh my goodness.
That's the quote of the session, isn't it? Dead or God doesn't stop you from coming back.
It's gotta go on a shirt.
Goodness.
Gorn thrusting nipples of power. Forget what the quote was. Anyway, moving on. If you want Trekyards merch, it's down. There's a store down there. Scroll. Some shirts.
Please do. Please do.
Yeah, I agree with you, Chili Beana. I don't want Cisco to come back. So, Ensign Ricky is here with $2. Good tea. Nice house. Yeah, perfect Worf quote. And we actually have a viewer. That's their username, Good Tea Nice House, who joins us quite often for the lives. So,
yes. I mean, that's the thing. It's lots
we need Star Trek Miles O'Brien.
We've said it. All of them should be back. I mean, Lower Decks is the one to bring them all back. Because why wouldn't you want to have a Cisco flashback to when he's on the... What was he on? His whole ship that got blowed up.
The Miranda class is the...
Bozeman? No, obviously.
No. Oh my goodness. Oh my god, why can't I remember now?
They never ever talk about it. Like they forget his wife died like one season in.
Tell us the name of the ship, guys. That's bugging me now. I think it starts with an M, doesn't it?
The Saratoga. I think.
Was it the Saratoga? I don't know. Let us know, guys. I feel kind of dumb now.
What's because
I don't remember that.
We don't even see the front really. Okay, we're waiting for you to tell us, guys. You are our Google. We don't need to Google.
You're our experts.
Saratoga. Yeah, I got it.
What's Saratoga? Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
As long as I get there in the end. Anyway, so it was kind of fun to have like flashback to that with JG as the Vulcan, and we're like, what the hell are we watching this? Why is this a scene we're seeing? It's like, yeah, because you know it's Mary Mariner's mum was on the Saratoga for like 40 assignment, and then She has to talk to, you know.
Well, bringing Cisco back for Lower Decks is perfect because he could battle the koala, the great koala. It could be Prophet versus Koala for the fate of the universe.
Prophet versus Koala versus Q versus Organian.
Oh.
That's the comic you've never written. But fundamentally, what you realize is the koala is letting it all happen because he is the universe. So they think they're fighting a koala. In fact, they're just fighting themselves.
All hail the great koala.
All hail the great koala in the sky. He's a Thermian, apparently. The Thermians serve the koala. All Babu to the universe. Or eucalyptus, whichever one it is. I don't know. I'm not a koala expert.
Well, why not? 169 likes, guys. Can we get 6 more likes? Get to 175. 6 of you out there haven't hit that like button, so hit that like button, guys. We'd appreciate it.
That was fun.
And I'm out of juice officially. I'm calling it.
Fair enough.
Unless you have something else you'd like to... $5 more. Anybody want the last super chat slot?
I mean, I would love 25 personally, because I'm looking at the numbers.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
But I can briefly tease a project that will be revealing very soon.
Yes.
If 150 people watching. So I'm launching Indiegogo on the 30th. So that's 10 days away. For a selection of cool things, which Stuart knows all about. So you can't say I don't tell you things.
Once.
Yeah.
for once.
It's exciting.
But, yeah.
Because if you like lots of different things, you're gonna like it. Because it is lots of different things, but also very, restrained and yet powerful and Indiegogo.
Trek related. Just
so yeah. And it is fan film related, and certainly hopefully you guys will support us on Indiegogo because I've already spent a ton of money prepping it, pre-funding the budget I'm hoping to get, because I can't do it without that initially, but I also need to do other stuff to get it finished. I want to see the stories. I think Stuart knows all the stories I'm going to do, and I think you can speak to. Can you speak to the stories without giving any spoilers?
Okay, so never mind.
And let's see if I can work out which one he's talking about. Right, go for it, Stuart.
Oh my God, seriously, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go through each one.
No, not each one. Just one. Pitch one. Like, talk about why you like one without giving any information, and I'll see if I can work out which one it is.
Two titans battle it out for the future of the galaxy. That's all I'll say. And there.
Oh look, another titan.
One's a new. Something people are going to be excited about that one. That's the one I'm personally most excited about. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say. That gives nothing away. Should we? Can I give one little quick hint?
You can give hints. Sure, give hints.
But not anymore.
Okay, that's a quick. That's a hint. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
But no, please
Good
do.
Stuff coming up, guys.
And if you can support, it would be great. At the end of the day, just watch them. But certainly, it would be nice. I think we could all do with some fun Trek content that factors into the core Prime universe. And I've certainly been working for a long time to try and make it all special and interesting.
We hit 175 while you were talking.
Yes. So. Excellent. So yeah, check out that. I'm going to be starting to post a promo image every single day of a cast member as of tomorrow, and I'm sure I'll post this on Trekyards as well to kind of get some interest. And if you're not into fan films, you won't necessarily know the people, but you'll like the quality of the images, I'm sure. And then if you can support us, that will be great. Stuart may or may not be involved, but we have already talked about that before. No, we have, but yes.
Anyway, thank you guys. We hit 175 likes, which is awesome. You guys are fantastic.
And the last super chat is Ensign Ricky. If you want him to win,
$2. And fun Trekyards fact: Ensign Ricky was our very first super chatter ever on one of these lives. So, awesome guy, and thank you so much. I guess that's it.
That was a fun chat, though. Lots of possibles.
It was. I do not believe for a second their second article. Sorry. That's the end result of this for me. I just don't buy it at all.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Good note. Captain Chili Bean of $5. Happy 420, guys. Live long and prosper. Yes, indeed, guys. Thank you so much. I guess we'll see you tomorrow with something. We'll have a live tomorrow and Thursday. So this week. So
thanks so much. Have a great rest of the day, guys. Bye.
Until then, he's Commander Cocky.
He's got a Foley and he's Michael Dorn.